What's up, guys? So today's segment is going to be a little different than what I normally talk about. We're not doing a review. We're not really doing a specific rant on a watch. This is going to be a little bit of, I don't know. Remember when I used to do the net worth watch segments where I used to talk about celebrities' net worth and then we'd look at their watch collection? Well, we're going to be talking about a very popular, very wealthy young man who is on the up and up, who I think did something very, very silly and something totally avoidable. And it pertains to watch selling, watch flipping. It's just, it's a tale as old as time. It is 2 p.m. on the button. Let's get down to business. So I'm talking about none other than Togi Shane Stouffer. Look, absolutely ripped. Now, he's a young guy in his 20s. He gained popularity online mostly from, I should say initially from talking about his insane anabolic steroid regimen that most people in the weightlifting and fitness community were like, hey, like maybe knock it back a bit. But this kid is young. He's just wild. He says very funny things, and I think he's actually pretty witty. So it makes sense that he goes viral pretty regularly. Now, we see this article here, quote, "I could have easily died. Fitness influencer Shane Stouffer, aka Togi, says he overdosed on Adderall cut with meth." This was posted on November 28th, only a few days ago. Now, he has also been very open about other, recreational substances he takes. He streams very regularly. Regularly. He is under the influence of various substances, and I really hope that, look, you're popular, you are fun, you are funny, you're entertaining. Don't take it too far and cut your life short. People clearly like you. People clearly, love watching you. So, Togi, I doubt you're even seeing this, but as someone else who, a lot of the clips I see reposted are very entertaining. So I'd like you to continue doing that, but I don't want you to hurt yourself in pursuit of more content. Now, he also has gained immense wealth recently because, man, he's like the golden boy of gambling. Online gambling is a very interesting segment of streaming that's really blown up in the last, I'll say, in the last 6 months, I feel like it's gotten very big and very prominent. And it's fun to see people win big and potentially lose big and win it all back. And, it's kind of that adrenaline hit living vicariously through other people doing it, right? So we don't have to take on any of the risk. We're not incurring any of the risk, but we're winning alongside the streamers who are gambling because every time they hit big, it's like this rush, right? It's electric. Now I just, I prefer just going to Vegas and hitting the casino for a little bit. I do enjoy gambling. I'm not like a degenerate. I could stop at any time. All right. It's not a problem. All right. But it's fun. And, it's kind of like gaming. Like, I don't really see the value in watching another person game. I would rather just play the video game myself. And the same thing goes for like gambling. I'm not really as interested in watching other people gamble than I would be interested in just, going to the casino and hitting it for a little bit. So why am I talking about this on the Time Teller channel? Well, it's because in pursuit of more content and in pursuit of more money, Togi made a really bad decision in regards to wristwatches. And listen, guys, as a collector, as someone who watches my channel, the wristwatch space is very nuanced. Even if you're purchasing brand new watches, there's things that you need to take into consideration. There's things you need to pay attention to. And I always say buy the seller first before you even consider purchasing the product, right? You want to be able to ask questions to the seller. You want to be able to see if your seller is forthcoming and easy to work with. You are buying the seller before you ever even get to the transaction itself. Now, this clip got sent to me by a few of you guys, and people were like, yo, you gotta react on Everything is Gay, which is my podcast channel. But the truth is, this is very pertinent to wristwatches. So over on EIG, my other channel, which we just broke past 22,000 subscribers, I always say we have to put on the headphones of truth. Let's watch this. Togi, what is going on, dude?
And we're starting off with the watch business. Some guy, whatever, his house is getting disclosed or some dumb shit. I don't know. It's not.
His house is getting disclosed or some dumb bleep. Here's the thing. He's a young guy, okay? Toji's a young dude. And I flub words all the time. I've probably made numerous mistakes in this stream now. But it's like you don't even understand the correct word is foreclosed. His house is getting disclosed or something. He's a young dude, man. And unfortunately, he got fleeced, which is very ironic because he's wearing a fleece jacket right here.
Not my problem. All I know is that's good money to be made. And this sucker has no idea what he's got. 17,000 is what we could sell it for. Sky Dweller. This one's selling on eBay for 60,000 plus 15,000. The last one, Panda Daytona. I don't know why this guy has so many places. 37,000. $184,000. We've talked him down.
Here's the thing. He's already making a mistake. You can't go on... So here's the thing. I don't know exactly which site Togi was using, but he was looking at the watches that this sucker whose house was being disclosed on was selling, and he was looking at what I believe to be a gray market site, looking at the prices that these watches are worth. So he's tallying them up and he's like, look at how much these watches are worth. That's big money. And he's like, yeah, this guy's house is being disclosed. It's not my problem. He's a sucker. I'm going to buy these watches for cheap. You cannot go to a seller and look at the watch's price and assume that is what you are going to get when you sell it to a dealer. Here's why. This is kind of like business 101 for you people out there, and I guarantee you everyone watching this already knows this. But the price that the products are being sold to the public for are not the prices the dealer are going to be spending to acquire said watch. They operate based on profit margins, so they are going to offer you less money for that watch because they need to be able to make profit on it when they themselves sell it. Also, they have overhead, insurance, operational costs like for the business, applied costs for the product, such as getting them inspected, getting them serviced, potentially getting them repaired, costs of having them actually secured at the store, because having your products at your store, you think that they're just, inventory sitting there. No, it actually costs money to keep inventory on the shelves. And again, it's because of operational costs, it's because of insurance, it's because of security and things like that. So he's already making a mistake. Also, he's just taking this dude's list of watches and Googling them without asking to see the watches, without asking questions. These are things that I have harped on for the last, better part of a decade, right? You got to ask questions. Watches are incredibly nuanced. A year can change everything based upon dial variants, indexes, even movements. It's not something that you can just hop into and think you're going to hit big. It's not like spinning a lucky roulette wheel. There's a lot more information that you got to pay attention to when it comes to flipping watches.
Selling it to us for just $79,000.
Okay. So it was almost $200,000 what those watches were supposedly worth. And Togi says, I can come up to $79,000, which is a huge lowball, right? The guy immediately responds, done. Okay, guys. What's that expression? If it looks like a duck, if it walks like a duck, if it quacks like a duck. Isn't there like a last part to that? Isn't there another expression that's like, if it sounds too good to be true? You guys can finish that. If you have watches that you have done minimal research on and you've come to the conclusion that they are worth $180,000 or whatever, and again, with this clip, I couldn't see exactly. All I saw was a Daytona, which I think is a Black Panda, like ceramic. If it's over 100,000, I think it was like $180,000, and he says, I'll give you 79K, and the seller immediately agrees, that's already a red flag in a very, very, very big way. Because that seller, who is apparently a sucker in a bad situation, getting his house disclosed, that seller, even if he is super desperate, let's say there was a bad divorce, his house is getting foreclosed on, he has, crazy alimony payments and child support, even that guy will know, I could probably sell this to a gray market dealer and make more than I would if I just sold it to some random 20-something who's offering me 79K. Like, if that guy has that many watches, truthfully, then he probably got them via a dealer, and he probably knows he could sell those to a dealer for more than a, quarter of what they are actually worth. It's very, very strange. So that should have already been a red flag.
I don't know anything about watches. Okay. I'm trying to get into learning more about Rolex and stuff.
Well, these are replica watches.
Meaning
they're not original.
No.
So the dealer is behind the glass inspecting it, and he said, these are replica watches. And Togi says, meaning... He didn't know what foreclosed meant in regards to, like simple real estate. He didn't know what the word replica meant. This is a very big deal, dude.
Oh, no. None of the watches are real. It was just a massive scam.
Yeah, it was.
And we're starting off.
It was a massive scam. It was a massive scam. So this is again a theme in one of my playlists. The videos for new collectors. I have a full playlist, videos for new collectors. If you are looking to brush up on your knowledge of watches or basic watch information, then I've kind of curated a collection for new hobbyists or people looking to, again, have a little bit of a review. And one overarching theme is, telling people what I wish I knew when I got into the hobby. And I always tell people, don't start watch collecting, right? That's like the whole joke. We have a bunch of really cool don't start watch collecting merch over at the Time Teller shop. Shameless plug over there. But another thing I tell people is you probably shouldn't get into investing in watches. This is not financial advice. I'm legally obligated to say that. This isn't financial advice. But probably don't get into investing in watches, and even reselling, I wouldn't recommend. And I know that people are going to say, well, that's kind of hypocritical because you yourself are a vintage watch dealer. And the truth is, yes, I do sell watches. However, I have kind of taken on the risk of starting that business ground up, and I'm kind of all in, so to speak, on that. But if you, who, has a livelihood elsewhere and, you have a career elsewhere, I wouldn't really recommend you taking the hobby that we all love and complicating it by, trying to flip watches for yourself. It's just, again, it overly complicates it. It incurs risk that you may not foresee initially, that you may not want to incur. And it's just so nuanced and oftentimes, difficult, especially if you're just getting into it. And this is a perfect example of, he's a young guy, very popular, I think I just watched a clip of him that he like banked $2 million recently. And that's just from like his, I think, gambling or was it, no, I think he banked 2 million just from some like meme coin that he invested in. So this kid's very wealthy, and when you're young, when you're hyper popular, and you have a lot of money being thrown at you from brand deals, gambling, and everything, it's kind of a bad mix because again, his prefrontal cortex is not even developed yet. He's in his early 20s. So impulsivity, cause and effect. These things are not, he doesn't even know the word foreclosed. He doesn't even know the word replica. So him understanding cause and effect and long-term repercussions might not be his forte at the moment. And so Togi, if someone that knows and loves you sends you this video, I'm not making fun of you. And I really hope that you continue to entertain the masses. I hope that you become even more popular, and I hope that you become even more wealthy, and your content is very entertaining, but I really hope that you protect yourself, set yourself up long-term, do not make these silly, impulsive decisions, and please cut back on the substance use, because too many stories of young people leaving us too soon. So, I just thought this was a nice educational moment coming from an old man like myself. So we got people: Sean Miller, Certified T3 Bot, Sam Ray, Scott is here, Anders is here, Mostly Harmless, Scramble North, all the regulars. I love you guys. I will be over on my other channel, EIG, going over something absolutely crazy. But you're going to have to go to my other channel to check that out. And I will catch you on the next one. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay blessed. I'm Jory Goodman, the Time Teller. Always remember, I didn't